Hey Hardy 4th grade, Miss Grillo here. I am so glad you have joined us for another episode of Math with Miss Grillo. I miss y'all so much, and I'm so glad you have tuned in. So today, we are actually going to be working on rounding. I'm sure that by looking through your packet, you've seen that rounding is a lot of what we are focusing on this week. So in this case, I am going to take some time to help walk you through one of the pages that'll hopefully help ingrain rounding in your head a little bit more. So go ahead and pause the video here and find the page in your packet that says rounding within 1 million, okay? As soon as you find it, you may unpause the video and we will get started. All right, so on that packet page that you are on, the first question should say round 385 to the nearest 10, okay? If it does not say that, you are not on the right page, so go ahead and pause again and look for it. It is in this week's packet, so our packet from April 27th through May 1st, okay? So that is the packet. Rounding is what we are focused on. All right, if everyone can put their pencils on question number 1, we are going to go ahead and do this one together. All right, so this says round 385 to the nearest 10. So you should have room under your paper where you don't need to rewrite it. I am going to go ahead and rewrite our number, 385. All right, so I have 385 written right below. And so the question is asking us to round to the nearest tens. So it is going to be my job to find where our tens spot is. All right, so which of these numbers is in our tens place? Which one, the 3, the 8, or the 5? The 8, very good. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go box that 8. I'm just going to put a box around it. So we know that this is the number that is either going to go up or stay the same, or the number that we are rounding to because it is in the 10 spot, okay? All right, so now that I have the place value that we are looking to round to boxed in, it is then my job to look at the place to the right of that, okay? So we're looking to the right. So in this case, if we're in the 10th spot and we're going to the right, what place is this? The 1s, very good. So the 1 spot in this problem is going to help us determine whether this 8 rounds up or if this 8 stays the same. All right, so a good way to remember this is, so if we have numbers 1 through 4 in the spot next door, that means that the number we are rounding is actually going to stay the same. The spot that we are rounding to is going to stay the same. That is because if we have the number 85, for example, okay, 81 is closer to 80, right? 82 is closer to 80. 83 is closer to 80, all right? It's closer to 80 than 90. So 1 through 4, it's going to stay the same. If next door we have a 5 through 9, we're rounding up, okay? So we're going to round up by 1. Round up. All right, so take a minute. We have an 8 in our tens place, what number is next door? We have a 5. So, is our 8 going to stay the same? Or is our 8 going to round up? It's going to round up because we have a 5 next door. So, if you have an 8 and you round up 1, what's it going to go to? A 9. Very nice. So, this is going to become a 9. And any number after this place value is going to become a 0. So in this case, how many places do we have after our tens? Just 1, right? This 5. So it's going to become a what? A 0. Very good. And any number before the place value that we're rounding is going to stay the same. So, how many numbers do we have before the 10 spot? Just 1, right? It is the 3. So what are we going to do with that 3? It's going to stay the same. Very nice. So, if we're rounding 385 to the nearest tens, we end up getting 390. All right, so your answer for number 1 is 390. Because we're rounding in the 10 spots, but we have a 5 next door, it makes our 10 go up 1 spot, which makes it a 9. All right, so we are going to move on to problem number 3, okay? Just something a little bit more challenging. Same thing, I'm going to end up writing this number below because I don't have enough space, but you should have enough space on your paper just to do what I did here, write on the numbers you have, okay? So number 3 is asking us to round 427,266 to the nearest 10,000. All right, so I'm going to take my number, 427,266. All right, and in this case, we are rounding to the nearest 10,000. So it is my job to find where our 10,000s place is. So 10,000s is a pretty big number, and sometimes I can't just look at the number and figure out where my 10,000s is. Not yet. So one thing I can do is create a place value chart right with my numbers. So I know that this first place is going to be my 1, so I'm going to label it with a 1. The second place is going to be my tens. I'm going to label it with a 10. My third place is going to be my hundreds, right? And that is the end of the units, okay? Then we have a comma, which brings us into the thousands place. So this first one is just the 1,000s. I'm going to label it TH for 1,000s. And then after 1,000s, we have the 10,000s. So I'm going to do 10, TH. And then finally, we have our 100,000s. I'm going to do H and TH. All right, so we were able to go ahead and label all of these place values. So now that we've done that, do we know where our 10,000s is? Go ahead and box it on your paper. Which one of these places is our 10,000s? All right. Did you say the 2 and 427,266? The first 2 you come across? If so, that is correct. Go ahead and box that 2. right? We labeled and we figured out that this 2 was in the 10,000s place. All right, now the same thing that we did down here, or up here, is going to apply down here. So whenever we are looking to round, we have to look in which place. Which place do we have to look in to figure out if this number is changing or staying the same? We look at the spot to the right next door, okay? So I think of right next door. So if someone's next door to you, they are right next door. And the right helps me figure out that we're going to the right. So in this case, if we're in the 10,000s, what place will I be looking at? The thousands, very good. So the thousands place is going to tell me whether this 2 stays the same or whether it rounds up. All right, so let's look back at what we know. If 1 through 4 is next door, the number stays the same. If 5 through 9 is next door, the number rounds up. So in this case, what is going to happen? We have a 7 next door. So what's going to happen to our 2? Is it staying the same or is it rounding up 1? It's rounding up 1 because 7 falls within this 5 to 9 range, or rounding up. So this 2 is going to become a what? A 3, very good. And then every single place value after this 3 is going to become a what? Look at what we did up here. After the place value that we changed, what came next? A 0. So, after this place value that we changed, all the rest of these 4 spots are going to become what? Zeros. Very good. So, I have a 0 in the thousands place, and then I have my comma. Do not forget your comma. Then I have a 0 in the hundreds place, a 0 in the tens place, and a 0 in the ones place. All right, and then we know every number before our change number, what happens to it? Again, you can look up here for reference. What did we do with this number? We kept it the same. So, in this case, how many place values are in front of the 10,000s? Just 1, right? So, this 4 is going to do what? It's going to stay as a 4. All right, so if we want to round 427,266 to the nearest 10,000, the number we get is 430,000. Very good. All right. Well, that is it for what we are going to work on this worksheet today. If you have any other questions about rounding, one more video will be coming out tomorrow, working with a different section of your packet. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment at the end of this video, or go ahead and message one of your teachers and we will do the best to help you, or I'll try and create another video to make it a little bit clearer. All right, so thank you all for joining today on Math with Miss Grillo. Go ahead and finish the rest of this page. I know you can do it. Looking forward to seeing what you've learned, and I can't wait for you to catch me in our next video. Bye.